You've got questions? Andrew Mason has the answers. This is Mason's Mailbag, presented by Prime Sport.
Back here beside the practice field at the UC Health Training Center for another edition of Mason's Mailbag. I'm Andrew Mason. Thanks for joining me, and let's get started right away with a question about a player who has yet to practice. That's Jake Butt, one of the Broncos' fifth-round picks. This one from @psychotic something or other. Brennan L., we'll just call him that. With Jake Butt out until the regular season, do you see the Broncos keeping 4 tight ends on the roster? And if so, who contributes the most? I don't see the Broncos keeping 4 tight ends on the 53-man roster. You've just got too much of a crunch at other positions like running back and wide receiver that to keep 4 tight ends, that just seems to be a bit of a stretch with the quality at other positions. And realistically, beyond the starters, you're kind of lumping receiver, tight end, and wide receiver all into kind of a mix as far as trying to get down to that 53-man roster. They're all kind of together, especially when you're talking about keeping backups, keeping special teamers, etc. Now, Jake Butt, I think at some point he's going to have a role if he can continue doing well in his rehab. I've seen him out here on the practice field after practice. He's moving well. That being said, given that it's not his first ACL injury, the Broncos are going to be cautious with him in how they bring him back. They want him to be healed both physically and mentally, being able to make all the cuts that he needs to make. But in spite of that, I don't see the Broncos having 4 tight ends on the 53-man roster going into the regular season. They just need those spots at too many other positions. Our next question is from Tyson Fiore. How does the D-line look up the middle, and who will get most of the reps at outside linebacker while Shane Ray is out? Let's start with the D-line up the middle. Domata Peko, he's going to be your nose tackle barring injury. Having a good training camp, occupying 2 blockers, which is what the Broncos expect him to do. He takes up 2 blockers. That means that's 1 fewer guy that the inside linebackers have to deal with at the second level. Makes it easier for them to stop the run, opens up a lot of things. And then you see when the Broncos go into sub packages, they have 2 defensive linemen. You'll see a lot of Jared Crick, Derek Wolfe, Adam Gotsis rotating in. Zach Curl will have a role there as well. So plenty of options for the Broncos on the interior D-line. One of them will also be DeMarcus Walker, but he's part of solving the problem at outside linebacker until Shane Ray comes back. Walker, Kasim Edebali, Vontarius Dora. Those are the 3 names to know until Shane Ray gets back, and also until Shaquille Barrett gets back to full health from the hip injury he had earlier this offseason. So those are 3 names to watch. DeMarcus Walker, good in the pass rush, can do some things against the run, but it's the coverage that he struggles at. That's a big thing for him. So I don't know how much he's going to get on the field outside linebacker just because of that. That's going to be something he has to learn, but he can be a situational pass rusher. Vontarius Dora, maybe not as good a pass rusher as Walker or Kasim Edebali, but he's very strong against the run, so he could have a role maybe in a base package type setup. And Kasim Edebali, good pass rusher, actually had what could have been a sack in game conditions in the scrimmage Saturday of Paxton Lynch. So there's going to be a role for him. It's wide open. It's going to be an interesting competition. Preseason games could make the difference and could tell you who's going to start in week 1 if Shane Ray can't go. Thanks for the questions. If you want to join us next week after the preseason game in Chicago, go to denverbroncos.com/Mason's Mailbag or find me on Twitter. I'm @MaceDenver. Please use the hashtag AskMace. And if you want to ask questions on the radio, Orange and Blue 760 every day from 3 to 7. I'm there taking your questions. Until next week, take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the radio.